Alright, welcome back to our ninth episode now of TACTALK. I'm gonna dive right into this. I got my voters pamphlet today in the mail. Today is the 11th, October 11th, so I'm a little late. I know some of you guys got it yesterday or the day before. Turning to one of the main initiative measures that I disagree with is I-1639. If we go to page 21 here, it says initiative measure number I-16 or 1639, sorry, concerns firearms. The measure would require increased background checks, training, age limitations, and waiting periods for sales or delivery of semi-automatic assault rifles. There we go. Already I caught the first thing. Semi-automatic assault rifles. Just like your assault hammers. Criminalize non-compliant storage upon unauthorized use, allow fees, and enact other provisions. But we're not going to go into the other provisions. We're just going to... So we have here the explanatory statement, which a lot of you already know 1639, but just to briefly go through it. I-1639 hurts law-abiding citizens, does not go after criminals, puts an extra tax when you want to purchase a firearm, makes you punishable if your firearm ever gets stolen outside of your home, which is the first level of defense. I mean, some of us have gun safes, some of us don't. Some of us don't need to have gun safes because your house is the gun safe. Someone breaks into your house, that's already the crime. So at this point, if someone's breaking into your house, steals your gun, uses it in a crime, uses a crime against you, you could be held against the court of law, according to this stupid ass fucking initiative measure. Excuse the F-bombs for radio talk here. Can't say the F word. You just get what I'm saying. It gets me flustered. That's how it is. Now I'm gonna go straight to the back of the measure because there's arguments for and against, and I'm just gonna go side by side at this point. So argument 4 says yes on I-1639, safer schools and communities. 5 of the last 6 school shooters use an assault weapon. 80% of school shooters obtain guns from their own home or that of a relative or friend. Over 187,000 students have experienced school gun violence since 1999. Deadly shootings including Parkland, Las Vegas, Orlando, and even Milwaukee involved assault weapons. Enough is enough. We need to get serious about keeping firearms, especially assault weapons, out of the wrong hands. Now again, assault weapons, assault firearms, assault. You could just say weapons. You can just say firearms. To add the scary verb of assault is not going to help your measure. In fact, it's just going to actually... Remember, this was vetoed down by a judge already, so this is not even supposed to be on the ballot legally. And so if this passes, because they want to pick and choose what laws they can put on ballot, I'll pick and choose what laws I'll follow. So how about that? Argument against. I-1639 removes rights from law-abiding adults. Washington's law-abiding adults aged 18 to 20 are responsible enough to vote, purchase a home, and serve in our military. Yet, I-1639's proponents want you to believe these same adults cannot be trusted to defend themselves or their families and are attempting to use the crimes of a few as a justification to curtail the rights of hundreds and thousands of Washingtonians. And you're dead on right. Assault weapons are made to kill. That's a fucking... Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for using that word. But that is the stupidest... I mean, of course they're made to kill. What else is a gun made for? And the Constitution doesn't protect you. The Constitution doesn't keep you safe. The Constitution allows you the ability to protect and keep yourself safe. Now, let me repeat that. The Constitution does not protect you. The Constitution does not keep you safe. Nothing in this world protects you and keeps you safe. You have the right. You have the ability to keep yourself and to protect yourself, keep yourself safe. So, assault weapons, of course, I'm not even going to read that freaking paragraph. I-1639 makes firearms unavailable for self-defense. I-1639 would require gun owners to lock up their firearms or face criminal charges. This strict mandate renders firearms useless in self-defense situations by requiring them to be locked up. The United States Supreme Court invalidated a similar law as a violation of the Second Amendment, but I-1639's proponents are nonetheless seeking to create this unconstitutional requirement in Washington. Now, we've got about a minute left on before our first segment here, and I will get back up on this right when we get back. Common sense reforms is what they're going for the argument 4. It's not common sense reform. It's not. When you're shoving down my throat assault firearm, semi-automatic assault rifle, assault pistols, it's not common sense anymore. You've lost your common sense. You lost your common sense when you misinterpreted the Constitution, didn't read it properly. I mean, where does it say in the Constitution that you will protect me by adding more legislation against me? That doesn't make sense to me. Criminals do not obey laws. Let's just get that clear now. Let it be so you have 2 more laws. When a criminal's already going to walk into a gun, or when he's going to walk into a school with a gun and he plans on killing people, he's already broken the law. He's already mentally decided he's going to break that law. You add 2 more laws like, oh, he stole the gun now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He still did the same thing. What you need to do is go to the root of the problem. And I'm sorry if all of you get offended because get over yourself. Nobody will protect you. You have been given the right, according by a constitution, you are recognized the right to protect yourself. I-1639's misguided approach will not impact crime. Handguns, not rifles, are used in the majority of crimes committed, and that's an actual FBI statistic. Again, remember the arguments for, they don't do their research or their homework, they go on emotions. But the actual FBI statistic says that handguns are currently used in more crimes. With the firearm, let's see, in the majority of crimes committed with the firearm in Washington. Targeting rifle ownership will only restrict law-abiding adults from accessing them for self-defense, home protection, and hunting. Alright, we got a break for our first break. We're going to get right back to this and see you guys here in a few minutes. Look, you don't want to admit it, but you're getting old. You've got lower back pain, you've got upper back pain, you've got neck pain, you've got pain in places in your body that you can't reach. As an adult, you need to go and get your weekly massages. It doesn't always have to be weekly. It can be bi-weekly, it can be once a month. However, the point is you need to get your massages. Intuitive Touch by Amy Pope is a licensed massage practitioner that will make sure that she can alleviate your pain from your occupation and from your daily life. Check out Intuitive Massage by Amy Pope. Bees Combat Systems at beescombatsystems.com, protecting those who prepare. 801-987-0893 for custom body armor carriers and tactical gear for military, law enforcement, contractors, corporate security, responsible citizens, and border patrol. Bees Combat Systems at beescombatsystems.com. 801-987-0893. Alright, we're back. So, bear with me. We took a small commercial break, really so I can stop saying so many certain words. The FCC does crack down on people during podcasts and radio shows for certain words. So I gotta calm myself a little bit, get a little more professional here. Now moving on to the argument for I-1639, we must act to reduce gun violence. So again, common sense reform, we must act to reduce gun violence, assault weapons are made to kill. I mean, those aren't reasons to pass a bill. I mean, you have to act. We need reform. They're made for killing. You're not convincing me of anything. These are things I already know, besides the fact that we need reform, because as far as I know, shootings have gone down. According to FBI statistics, mass shootings have gone down. Why don't you go to a country, preferably in South America, along where the Santa Muerte is, and see about crime down there. See how many people have access to weapons for defending themselves, and how many people are prone to carjackings and kidnappings and ransoms. So again, venture into this country is not safer than any other country. This country allows you to protect yourself, keeping yourself safe, unlike other countries. So even in the Iraqi Constitution, if you are a vet, you served in Iraq, you served in Afghanistan, you were a door breacher, you kicked in doors, whatever you did, anywhere from 2003 up, if you spent time in Iraq, then you know the Iraqi Constitution. And the Iraqi Constitution states, and I say this because as military personnel, when we invaded into Iraq, we had to abide by their constitution while protecting ourselves. The Iraqi Constitution allowed for every Iraqi home to have a fully automatic assault AK-47. And I say assault because it's adding to the whole bullshit. Really, just an automatic AK-47. That was part of the Iraqi Constitution. So when you kicked in a door and you saw an AK-47 leaning up against the corner between the front door and the hallway, you didn't have a terrorist. You had a normal guy who's following his constitutional Iraqi rights. That's what and the rules of engagement for our personnel over there were don't shoot until shot at. Again, this is so moving on. I-1639 is another extreme Seattle agenda that fails to improve safety. And I do love the writers for this, written by Brad Kilbert, several others, deputy sheriff, all that. Now, it's another thing when the sheriffs come out and support that you do not follow I-1639. They are against I-1639, our state sheriffs here. So that's a big deal. I-1639 is another extreme Seattle agenda that fails to improve safety. I-1639 is bankrolled by a handful of Seattle billionaires that are more concerned with pushing failed California-style gun control than finding real solutions to make our schools and communities safe. The 33-page initiative requires firearm registration, waiting periods, mandatory government training, firearm storage requirements, purchase tax, and more, none of which will stop criminals or protect our Washington schools. Now, I do firearms training. I actually pride myself on the firearms training that I take upon myself and that I've taken upon with groups that have had a lot more experience and have taught me certain things I may not have experienced myself or may not ever experience myself. But the fact that the training is there, you train like you fight, and you wanna keep putting these gun-free zones everywhere. Well, you're gonna be a shocker when those gun-free zones are finally violated. Now, rebuttal of argument against. The gun lobby has a long track record of trying to convince Washingtonians there's nothing we can do to stop the plague of gun violence. They are wrong. The common sense measure requires the same standards for purchasing semi-automatic assault rifles that are already required for handguns. It will not affect law-abiding responsible gun owners. Rather, it will establish common sense safeguards to help prevent dangerous, unlawful access to firearms. Yeah, until they say you're crazy and you might snap and take your gun and your legally owned gun is... Somewhere in here it also says you waive your HIPAA rights, your medical privacy rights when you go to buy a firearm. So that, to me alone, I'm heated. Rebuttal for argument 4. I-1639 is not about assault weapons. It is, I-1639 targets all semi-automatic rifles, including hunting rifles and target shooting rifles. These are not fully automatic military-grade weapons. These are not fully automatic military-grade weapons. These are commonly owned rifles used for self-defense, home protection, and hunting. I-1639 places Washingtonians at risk by restricting access to firearms for lawful self-defense, while doing nothing to increase security in schools or target violent criminals. Don't let I-1639 leave Washington's defenseless. Vote no. And he's right. That's dead right. How much more right can you get? I mean, when you have the state sheriff and supporters of the state sheriff of this county, I mean, these politicians, these legislators, they make these rules. They think that the state sheriffs are going to follow them. When the state sheriff tells you no, and they're the ones that carry a firearm on them daily, a service weapon and a service rifle, and they tell you no, that this law is not going to work, you better damn well take their freaking word for it. Like, are you kidding me? They're the ones you send. They're the goons with guns you send as a politician, as a legislator, to go get other people's guns. Now, you're basically giving them a harder job because now the people they're going to have to respond to are defenseless. Because there's so many laws, who knows who's breaking the law anymore? So, we're coming up on the end of our segment. This has got me heated. There's so much more here in Washington. We got a grocery tax, believe it or not, they want you to vote on to increase taxes. You know, we used to hang politicians for this kind of corruption back in the day. What happened to those days? I mean, if we just got out and we don't have to hang someone right away, we can just make an example and say, you're going to get hung if you keep violating yourself in the public sector. You're not a private citizen when you work for our politicians. You're not a private citizen. You lost that privilege when you became a representative for the people. So I gotta get off because so many emotions in my own personal life have been messing with me to get heated up over this. Time to go have a drink and to relax. Thank you guys for listening. I really enjoy you guys' time. I'm going to try to be here, if not Tuesday, earlier. My goal is to start increasing these talk shows, TACTALK episodes. This is number 9. And like I said, I missed Tuesday. I made it up today. And thank you for listening, guys. I will see you guys. I'm aiming for Saturday. See you guys Saturday.